watching India This Morning with me, Urvashi Kapoor. Let's take a look at what's making the headlines this morning. Close on the heels of the Chandigarh stalking case, a 12-year-old allegedly raped in Chandigarh while returning home post-Independence Day celebrations. As death toll rises in Gorakhpur hospital, horror, parents want state to take responsibility. Complaint filed against UP Health Minister. Will the Yogi government act? Death toll adding up, but nothing seems to have changed in Gorakhpur's hospital of horrors. Mirror Now's investigations reveal the inhuman conditions that patients are forced to endure at the state-run BRD hospital. Forensic report tears through Sunil Shitap's argument, confirms that the building was stable, but illegal structural changes made by the Sena worker weakened the structure. Garden City, Bengaluru finds itself submerged in civic wars instead of 71st Independence Day celebrations. People battle the aftermath of nature's fury as flooded streets, submerged roads and toxic froth brought life to a standstill. Swine flu death toll goes up to 695 in Uttar Pradesh. UP government asks schools to stop conducting morning assemblies to prevent the spread of the disease. As the government takes over lake lands for Indira canteen, activists allege violation of High Court order. Is the Congress government grabbing land for populist scheme? The Cybercrime Investigation Branch of Mumbai Police arrested 4 people in the case of the leaked episode of the famous show Game of Thrones. A complaint has been filed under Section 408 of the IT Act. Even as India celebrates its 71st Independence Day, there is no freedom from sex predators. A 12-year-old was raped in the heart of Chandigarh while returning from Independence Day celebrations in school. The assaulter allegedly held the child and threatened her with a knife before raping her. A case of kidnapping, wrongful restraint and rape has been registered, and a medical examination of the victim has been conducted. The police are now checking CCTV footage from that area to identify the accused.
इसमें हमने एफआईआर रजिस्टर कर दिया रेप पॉक्सो और इसमें हम लोग मतलब अननोन आदमी हैं। अभी हमने कुछ लोगों को जो सस्पेक्ट्स हैं उनको राउंड अप किया है। फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी चल रही है। जो नेसेसरी फॉर्मेलिटीज है, मेडिकल है, टॉन्सिल स्टेटमेंट है, वो सब हमने करवा दी और आगे की कार्रवाई के बारे में आपको दोबारा।
सर धाराएं कौन सी लगी? अंडर विच सेक्शन?
363 है, 376 है, 4 पॉक्सो एक्ट है।
Once the culprits are caught, there will be a process of judicial process, and I hope that the girl will be called only once. Her 164 will be taken. We have to look into answers for that, why girls are still being taken for granted and why such insecurity for young girls who are coming back from Independence Day celebrations.
And moving on to Mumbai, to the Ghatkopar building collapse case. And now the news tightens around Shiv Sena worker Sunil Shitap and accused to be produced in session court by 11 a.m. today. Forensic analysis of the debris from the collapse site has confirmed that the material used to construct the building was of sound quality. In fact, the report also says the building was not in a dilapidated state as claimed by Shitap's lawyers. Clearly, the forensic report will bolster the police's case against the Shiv Sena worker who conducted illegal construction on the ground floor of the building, which weakened the structure and led to the collapse. Disha Shah, who is tracking those details, filed this report.
सबसे पहली बात यह है कि उसने जो स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट का जो रिपोर्ट निकाला है बीएमसी से वो बिल्कुल झूठ है। उसने पैसे खिला के बिल्कुल हमारी बिल्डिंग की नुकसान के लिए बिल्कुल झूठा ये दिया है कि ये बिल्डिंग बराबर नहीं थी। लेकिन हम लोग ने जब ये ऑडिट निकाला था तभी उसमें क्लियरली बोला गया था कि ये बिल्डिंग अच्छी है, रिपेयरेबल है।
इधर 5 साल से रहता हूँ। 5 साल में मैंने मेरी आंखों से देखा है कि 2 बार बिल्डिंग पूरा रिनोवेट किया है। पूरा हम लोग ने पूरा ग्राउंड फ्लोर से लेकर 4th फ्लोर टेरेस भी हम लोग ने रिनोवेट किया था।
ये जो कालीना का रिपोर्ट जो आया है वो एकदम सच है कि भाई बिल्डिंग को जरा भी कुछ ऐसा नहीं था कि गिर जावे और इतना हल्का भी नहीं था, तो बिल्डिंग तो एकदम मजबूत ही था, क्योंकि हम लोग भी आज कम से कम 11 साल से रह रहे।
Well, the Ghatkopar building collapse case and who's tightening around Shiv Sena worker Sunil Shitap. He'll be produced at the Sessions Court today at 11 a.m. Forensic analysis of the debris that were found from the case site suggests that the building material that was used in making that building was in fact of sound quality. The report also says the building was not in a dilapidated state as claimed by Shitap's lawyers. So clearly the report will bolster the police's case against the worker who had conducted the illegal construction, leading to 17 people losing their lives. Trouble mounting for Shiv Sena leader. Remember, Mirror now also has access that CCTV footage which showed Sunil Shitap leaving the building just 5 minutes before that building collapse took place. So clearly a strong case building against Sunil Shitap, evidence mounting against him. Proof also now coming in, forensic reports suggesting that the building was constructed with sound quality building material. So clearly the news now tightening around Sunil Shitap. He would be produced at the the Sessions Court today at 11 a.m. The news set to tighten around Sunil Shitap. The Shiv Sena workers' defense has now been decimated. The forensic report now clearly stating that the building was stable. Remember, Sunil Shitap had a nursing home on the ground floor of that building onto which he had conducted repairs without due permission. Disha Shah now joining us over the phone line. Disha, what are we expecting today? Evidence mounting against Sunil Shitap, clearly a strong case building against him.
Yes, certainly a strong case has definitely built against Sunil Shitap and the co-accused in this case because clearly there are certain evidences that the police as well as from the Kalina Science Forensic Laboratory, both the reports are out and it will be produced today in the court. So it seems that the case here becomes stronger for the survivors because all of this while Sunil Shitap, the defense lawyer, he has been claiming that the structure, the residential building collapsed because it was weak and dilapidated. But the Kalina's forensic laboratory report clearly says the other way around. And clearly in that report, it has been established that the structures, with the materials which was used to build the building was absolutely fine, not in inferior quality, and the building was not at all dilapidated when it collapsed. So there are certain arguments that will be heard today in the court from the defense as well as the prosecution side. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what exactly evidences does the police produce today in the court.
Right. This evidence is going to, it's clinching evidence, considering the forensic department have stated that the building material was built from sound quality construction material. But what is the other evidence that police is collecting against him?
So police officials, they are quite secretive about it at this point because they do not really want to divulge more information before they produce it in the court. But what we have learned so far, just at the nascent stage, is that basically the statements that have been recorded, and that is also part of the BMC's 3-member panel committee. So they have recorded statements of all the survivors, considering how that, how Shitap had started construction way earlier, and how he had disrupted the major structures and pillars of the in the ground floor of the nursing home. That first. Secondly, the CCTV footage also that was exclusively accessed by Mirror Now, that also will prove as an evidence, because we know for the fact that the very fateful incident on the very same day we saw Shitap's construction laborers running out of the nursing home, and categorically which establishes that there was construction which was taking place. But all of this while Sunil Shitap's lawyer has been defensive, saying that there was no construction at all. So there are certain arguments that will be heard, evidences that will be produced in the court today.
Two parts of evidence that are going to go against Sunil Shitap, first being the forensic report that suggests that the building was not built from inferior material, and secondly, the CCTV footage that Mirror Now had accessed. Both of these clinching piece of evidences are going to be proving costly to Sunil Shitap. We'll see how that case pans up during the course of the day. Disha Shah, thanks for tracking that for us. Let's take you now to Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh, where the case of death of over 79 people due to the unavailability of oxygen will now be investigated by a committee of the Indian Medical Association. The committee will submit report within the next 48 hours. The IMA earlier stated that suspension of hospital's principal Rajiv Mishra was wrong because the tragedy was an administrative failure and everyone should be held accountable. Aishwarya joining us now with a phone line. Aishwarya, the IMA now taking matter into their own hands. They are going to submit the report within 48 hours. How is the IMA likely to take this case and what kind of evidence are they looking at?
So the IMA committee has three people on it. There's P.K. Kushwaha, he's an expert. There's Ashok Agrawal, he's also from the IMA, and Dr. B.B. Gupta. So now they'll investigate the matter. They want to know exactly what happened on that fateful night. Therefore, there are three things which they are looking at. First of all, they are looking at whether it was an oxygen system failure, whether continuous oxygen was not being available to the patient. They'll be looking into that. They'll be looking at whether engineers were doing their job properly, whether engineers had told their seniors that the hospital was running low on oxygen, whether that was the case. They'll also be looking at whether there was any medical negligence in treatments. Were the deaths avoidable only if the doctors were more proactive? Would they have been able to save those children? They'll be looking at whether this was a case of administrative negligence or whether this was a case of medical negligence. So on these 3 points, they will investigate this matter and they're looking at submitting a report within the next 48 hours.
Right. IMA had earlier also stated, in fact, that just pointing towards and suspending the principal of the BRD hospital was not right and that it was an administrative failure rather than a single authority's failure.
The findings are right because the mills that Pushpa says, the company which has been supplying liquid oxygen to the hospital, in all those mills where they have been asking for the payments, the district magistrate of Gorakhpur was also marked, which means that people high up in the administrative chain also knew that the hospital was running low on oxygen. They knew that payments were not being made. Pushpa Shales had been mentioning again and again in the documents that we will have to stop the supply of oxygen because of pending payments going all the way up to 66 lakh. So by asking one person to resign or by removing one person, the buck does not definitely stop there. It was a collective failure of the administration.
All right, the Indian Medical Association to submit the report.
गंदगी जैसे पहले थी अभी भी उसी तरह से है।
और डॉक्टर्स का क्या रवैया रहता है?
डॉक्टर्स का व्यवहार जो होगा बहुत ही खराब है। 10 बार कहने पे 1 बार सुनते हैं और यहाँ की जो नर्स को भी अगर कहा जाए तो वो भी अवॉइड करती हैं इस बात को लेकर के।
रिएक्शन नहीं होता कि आपका पेशेंट अभी मर तो नहीं रहा है ना, जिंदा तो है ना, मैं आ रही हूँ अभी देखने, अभी जिंदा तो है ना, ये नहीं देखते हैं कि कितनी इंटेंस सिचुएशन है। बट टोटल केयरलेसनेस। योगी जी आते हैं, वो वार्ड साफ हो जाता है, फिर बाकी वार्ड वैसे ही रहते हैं। और बाकी की गंदगी मैम आप लोग के नज़र के सामने किस तरह से मक्खियाँ इधर उधर चलती रहेंगी। इवन मैम जो ड्रिप चलती है उस पर ड्रिप के ऊपर मक्खियाँ बैठी रहेंगी, आपको अक्सर देखने को ही मिल सकता है। यहाँ
सब कुत्ते दौड़ रहे हैं अंदर, वहाँ पर गंदगी है, तमाम तरह से साफ नहीं हो पा रहा है। डस्टबिन नहीं रखते हैं लोग कि मतलब साफ होकर उस डस्टबिन में रख दिया जाए। सफाई हो रही तो पोछा नहीं लग रहा, केवल झाड़ू लग जा रहा है, ऊपर से कचरा वगैरह चाहे कुछ भी कोई सोए चाहे बैठे उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है।
चाह रही है जल्दी अपना काम करके बस कोटा पूरा कर दे रहे हैं, उसके बाद जिम्मेदारी किसी का नहीं है।
और एक बात जो और सुनने में आई है और जो देखने में आई है वो ये है कि जूनियर डॉक्टर्स जो है यहाँ पे वो मरीजों का ऑपरेशन करते हैं, वो एक तरीके का जो एक डॉक्टर को काम करना चाहिए वो जूनियर डॉक्टर कर रहे हैं अभी।
बिल्कुल मैम, टोटल वो जूनियर डॉक्टर्स ही यहाँ पे ऑपरेशन का काम करते हैं। बहुत ही रेयर केस होता है जबकि कोई सीनियर रेजिडेंट इसको हैंडल करता है, और अगर उनसे कोई मिस हैंडल हो जाता है और अगर तीमारदार जैसे जो पेशेंट के पेरेंट्स होते हैं वो अगर पूछते हैं, उनसे क्रॉस क्वेश्चन करते हैं तो वो सीधे गुंडागर्दी पे उतारू हो जाते हैं, मारपीट करते हैं और अपने आप को फिर वो सेव कर लेते हैं चक्का जाम और हड़ताल जैसे सिचुएशन लाके।
जैसे यहाँ पे आपने देखा है कि आप उस वार्ड के अंदर थे, कम से कम 10 बार जाएंगे तो 1 बार डॉक्टर आते हैं।
सारी सिचुएशन यहाँ की बिगड़ी हुई है,
जबकि यहाँ स्थिति ये है कि नेपाल से लेकर बिहार से लेकर जितने लोग हैं, इतनी ज़्यादा गरीबों के बीच का ये अस्पताल है, कहीं ऑप्शन नहीं रहता है तो यहाँ आते हैं। लेकिन इन सब ऑप्शनों में क्या किया जाए, मजबूरी में मौत लेके जाते हैं। किसी को कोई परवाह नहीं है, केवल बात से बात काम करते हैं। एक भी पैसे की दवा उपलब्ध नहीं है, ना कोई व्यवस्था है। इससे हम लोग एकदम परेशान हैं।
But has anything changed since the death of 63 innocent children? Have authorities taken a firm foot? Is action visible? Mirror Now's ground check reveals the appalling reality of India's government hospitals. Take a look.
3 days on, 31 more babies have died in Gorakhpur's BRD hospital. Mirror Now's ground checks show that nothing has changed since that fateful Friday when paucity of oxygen supply cut short 79 lives. Despite the Gorakhpur massacre that shocked the nation, patient care and facilities in the BRD hospital stays the same.
First of all, the first problem that anyone would face is finding a doctor. If by chance you do get a doctor, then he will ask you to go from one department to the other, then to the next department. What happens in this time is that crucial time is lost.
The encephalitis ward, which is the epicenter of the crisis, is still filthy, with used water bottles strewn around on the floor. It has no fans and its windows can't be opened because of the open drains outside. Mirror Now found blood bags lying in the open and animals loitering in corridors. Proof that patients and their relatives are still subject to the negligence of the hospital management and the government.
अंदर सीधे बोले कि आज 15 अगस्त आज बंद है, आज नहीं मिले।
हम तो ये समझते हैं कि केवल कहने से कुछ नहीं होता है। चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब वहीं से अपना बिगुल बजाते रहें। ना यहाँ डॉक्टर हैं, ना यहाँ सारी व्यवस्था जब लुंज पुंज है, तो हम तो समझेंगे कि केवल ये दिखावा है।
In fact, the situation is no better outside the hospital walls. We found shuttered and non-functional primary healthcare centers within Gorakhpur itself. These centers are the first port of call for citizens when sick and offer basic treatment, first aid and immunization. The ones that are functional were understaffed and ill-equipped.
That there are people and doctors from within this hospital who are telling these poor people to go outside and buy medicines, basic medicines not being made available 3 days after the Chief Minister of the state made tall claims saying that he will make sure that everything that is wrong is fixed.
The massacre at the BRD hospital turned the nation's attention to the appalling healthcare infrastructure in Gorakhpur. But despite visits and assurances from ministers of the state and the centre, nothing has changed on ground. What more will it take for the government to take note of the abysmal state of our healthcare system? Mirror Now report.
And staying with news related to Uttar Pradesh, the state government has asked all schools of the state to put on hold the morning assemblies to prevent the spread of swine flu. The decision in this regard has been taken to check the spread of the disease and ensure that school children do not catch the infection. Till the 13th of this month, 695 cases of swine flu had been reported in Uttar Pradesh. Of these, 21 have died, according to an official statement of the State Director General, Medical and Health Services.
मेरठ में स्वाइन फ्लू के अब तक 42 मरीज मिल चुके हैं और उनमें से 8 की मृत्यु हो चुकी है। इसमें टेमीफ्लू की टैबलेट खानी होती है पेशेंट को, एक सुबह शाम 5 दिन तक। साथ में उनके जो कॉन्टैक्ट्स होते हैं उनको भी एक टैबलेट रोज 10 दिन तक खानी होती है। अस्पतालों में विशेष निर्देश ये है कि किसी भी पेशेंट को भर्ती करने से मना न किया जाए, उसको अलग जो वार्ड बनाया गया है उसी में रखा जाए, आइसोलेशन वार्ड में, और टेमीफ्लू की दवाई दी जाए और अगर ज़रूरत पड़े उसको सेकेंडरी इन्फेक्शन हो तो उसको एंटीबायोटिक्स पर रखा जाए।
The state of Uttar Pradesh in the grip of the swine flu disease. Amir joining us over the phone line. Amir, the state government stating that no morning assemblies should be held in schools through the state. But what are the other arrangements that are being made by the government to ensure that this disease is not spread?
Well, yes, the government is actually very conscious about the spread of swine flu across the state of Uttar Pradesh, especially in the aftermath of what had happened in the BRD Medical College of Gorakhpur. So definitely the UP government as well as the health department in no mood to allow for any slip at this juncture. And therefore, already, in fact, about 700 cases have been reported from across the state, and about 24 deaths have actually happened because of swine flu. So therefore, at the district level, in each of the 75 districts, the government has made a rapid response team with about 4 team members, including a specialist, a doctor, and also a pathologist, which can actually help in finding out if any such cases reported. Also, different category of patients have been categorized from A, B, and C, depending on the kind of attention they require from health and medical authorities. Well, yes, a larger step in the direction of containing the infection is that morning assemblies in different private and government schools have actually been done away with, just so that the infection does not spread more rapidly within school children. So government actually being very, very conscious as far as taking action and preemptive measures is concerned across the state. And definitely it seems to be a big challenge because the monsoon season is on, and the spread of all such infections, not just swine flu, but other infectious diseases is also on the high.
All right, Amir, thanks for reporting on that story. Moving on, a 2-year-old boy has been rescued after he fell in an open borewell in a village in Andhra Pradesh's Guntur district. The boy fell into an unused borewell while playing. The National Disaster Response Force team dug a crater parallel to the borewell and inserted oxygen tubes to help the boy breathe. NDRF successfully pulled out the boy from the borewell. In other news, a speed claimed life of a 24-year-old in the national capital. The victim is believed to be racing with his new bike in Mandi House area where the mishap occurred. The man died on the spot of the accident, and this chilling incident got captured in one of his friend's helmet camera.
पुलिस पहुंची तो पता चला कि एक इंजर्ड है, जिसको कि प्राइवेट एम्बुलेंस ऑलरेडी हॉस्पिटल ले जा चुके हैं, लोकनायक जयप्रकाश हॉस्पिटल। वहां इंक्वायरी में पता चला कि जो लड़का इंजर्ड गया था उसका डेथ हो चुका है, उसको ब्रॉड डेथ डॉक्टर ने डिक्लेयर किया। ये इनफैक्ट 3 लड़के थे, अलग अलग रेसिंग बाइक पे। ओवर स्पीडिंग थी, जिस गाड़ी का एक्सीडेंट हुआ ओवर स्पीडिंग का मामला लगता है। एक आदमी बुजुर्ग सामने से क्रॉस करने की कोशिश कर रहा था और ये लड़का गाड़ी को कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाया, जिसके चलते गाड़ी जो है इम्बैलेंस हो गई और ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ।
Milan Sharma joining us for more on that. Milan, take us through the sequence of events. What really happened?
At around post 10 p.m. last night, Himanshu Bansal and 2 of his friends were speed racing to their home in East Delhi. And while they were reaching the Sikandra road, one of the bikers behind had a helmet camera on, and the whole sequence was being recorded. But Himanshu, while taking a right turn towards the ring road, saw a man approaching and crossing the road. And in order to avoid collision with him, he turned right but lost control of his bike as he was riding in 150 kilometers per hour. And this was in between a heavy traffic stretch, and since he lost control, his bike hit the wall near the Lady Iron College, and the helmet came off that he was wearing, and his head also hit that wall, and he instantly died on the spot. And a lot of rules, traffic rules are flouted by people in across Delhi NCR, which leads to high number of accidents. And we know that Delhi, being the accident capital of the nation, 3 fatal accidents happen every day.
That bike race turning fatal for that 24-year-old Delhi citizen. Moving on, after killing 2 children in Maharashtra and Bengal, dangerous online game Blue Whale Challenge has knocked on Kerala as well. An 11th class student in Kerala has committed suicide in suspicious circumstances. The boy's body found hanging from the fan in his room. Families have alleged that their son has given up his life because of the Blue Whale game. The police has started investigations by registering cases in this matter. Now, after the sudden increase in the cases of deaths due to blue whale challenge, the Ministry of Information Technology has now instructed search engines Google India, Microsoft India, Yahoo India, as well as social media platforms to remove all links related to the game immediately. And with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. We'll be right back with lots more.